One of the principal justifications the right offers for not taxing rich people at a higher rate than you do the poor is that the rich work hard, that they have earned their wealth through hard work. And the poor, by contrast, do not work hard. They're lazy, and that's why they're poor. This appeal is basically a moral argument. The right wing is asserting that hard work is a virtue and justifies the holding of great wealth. I am enough of a Puritan that I believe that hard work should be compensated at a greater rate than slothfulness. That's not the issue. The issue is that the statement that the rich work hard is basically false. Years ago, the economist Lester Thoreau, he's a professor of economics and management at MIT, produced a book called Generating Inequality, in which he investigated how wealth was actually accumulated in the United States. He made the case that investment is very much like a lottery. A lot of people bet on investments and lose. A few people bet on investments and win, and when they win big. Once that happens, once they have that little nest egg, it's very easy to reinvest that first $1, $2, $3 million in such a way that it generates a continuous stream of profits over the rest of the person's life. The Lester Thoreau's study showed that most fortunes were formed in a short period of time, very quickly, and were not in any way the result of long years of toil and backbreaking labor. A 1997 study of the Forbes 400 most wealthy people in the world revealed that 42% of those people had simply inherited their wealth. 6% had started off with substantial wealth in excess of 50 million, or owned a large prosperous company and then grew their initial fortune into membership in the Forbes 400. One example being Philip Anschluss, whose 1997 net worth was $2.5 billion. He was listed as a self-made man, but it seems he inherited a $500 million oil and gas field. That's what was the seed money that allowed him to make the $2.5 billion. 7% of the people on the list inherited medium-sized businesses of wealth of more than $1 million, or received substantial startup capital from a family member or a family-owned business. 14% came from wealthy or upper-class backgrounds, but these people were not worth more than $1 million. And then finally, we had 31% who started off as working-class people, born into families that had no great wealth or didn't maybe owned a small business. So a good percentage of the people that are wealthy simply are wealthy because they were born into it. Another big chunk are people that start off with a lot of money and just seem to be able to make more. The only people that the whole hard work producing wealth might possibly apply to are these 31% of the people on the list. So maybe a third of the rich people in the Forbes 400 might qualify for some sort of tax exemption or special tax treatment because they worked hard. the rich and the people who support the right of the rich to live in this country essentially tax-free adhere to the notion that the rich made their money without any help from society, and therefore they owe society nothing in return. Bill Gates Sr., the father of Bill Microsoft Gates Jr., one of the richest men in the world, would disagree. This is a quote: "Success is a product of having been born in this country, a place where education and research are subsidized by the government, where there is an orderly market, where the private sector reaps enormous benefits from public investment. For someone to assert that he or she has grown wealthy in America without the benefits of substantial public investment is pure hubris." The often repeated charge made by the right that if we tax the rich, tax the job creators, we will somehow get fewer jobs, that somehow taxing rich people will cause them to stop trying to acquire more wealth. That, as it turns out, Lester Thoreau found out that wasn't particularly true either. In several studies, economic studies, the results of which were quite a surprise to the investigators, a bunch of Harvard Business School graduate students. Empirical studies indicated that high taxes either did not affect work effort or might even increase work effort among executives and professionals. People work as hard or harder to restore their previous income or to obtain their income goals. So if you tax them more, it just means they're going to scrabble around faster to try to make up that difference that's being taxed away. Many fortunes are inherited and then expanded. A few fortunes are made by the exploitation of a new idea. Obviously, the guy who started Facebook, he had an idea, he turned it into $1 billion. Exploiting a new idea may require many long hours on the part of the idea holder initially. But once you get funding and you get a company to do all the work, the original idea guy, he usually goes public, he sells stock in this company, and if he wants to work, he can, but he really never has to work again. So you might put in a brief 5-10 year period of hard work, but after that, sail away to your magic island, never have to crack a sweat again. Finally, I would like to just point out that I think it would be naive to think that fortunes are all acquired strictly by the book, strictly legally. The hard facts are that a fair number of fortunes come from gaming the system, insider trading, exploiting government influence. Jack Abramoff, he got caught at it. A lot of them don't. Ponzi schemes, Bernie Madoff, he got caught again. Trust me, derivatives are just a Ponzi scheme, and they're selling derivatives. Bankers are selling derivatives right now, this minute. Billions of dollars of them. The law hasn't caught up with them yet, but it will. I think it's safe to say that the old adage that at the bottom of every great fortune is a great crime, and often is not very far from the truth. I am always shocked by the number of people of modest means who leap to the defense of the rich. That, no, you shouldn't tax the rich, it's not fair. I really wonder, are these people brainwashed or what? Are they so blind as to how the system works that they don't realize that they are defending people who exploit them and steal from them on a daily, hourly basis? It's really pretty remarkable. I actually would favor a tax system that rewarded hard work. The point is that the majority of the rich do not work hard, unless hard work means making 4 or 5 phone calls and then going out to the golf course and playing 18 rounds, 18 holes. I get pretty sweaty and tired after 18 holes of golf. It's hard work. Anyway, I would even make be willing to say, all right, let's make some exemption for the 45% of rich people who actually put in some effort into acquiring their wealth. But as for the rest, let's face it, we've got a lot of expensive, stupid wars to pay for, a lot of corporate government handouts to pay for. So they better get busy and pony up, in my view. In any event, I wish the right-wingers would stop repeating this hard work chant. It isn't true, so why don't we just stop saying it? The rich are rich. How they got there is largely by chance, by the luck of birth, or the luck of making a good bet. It has nothing to do with morality, and not too much to do with hard work either. To compare a farm worker or a garbage man with an investment banker or a corporate CEO and say that one deserves to be poor because he doesn't work hard, and the other deserves to be rich because he does work hard is at best ridiculous and at worst obscene. That's my little gripe for the day. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.